Come with us to Le Grand Buffet on day 2 of our mini trip to France. We started the day off heading back to the castle in Carcassonne for one final time on the hunt for a croissant for breakfast, as we didn't want anything large before going to this amazing buffet. We had one final explore of the castle and took a bunch of photos and then did some shopping. What kind of auntie would I be if I didn't buy my niece and nephew some medieval weapons? Then it was time to check out the hotel and a quick visit to a supermarket on the way out of town. Now, I am not exaggerating when I say that one of my favourite things in the world to do is visit a foreign supermarket. I am a cake decorator, so I always like to check out what they have on offer in the baking aisle of foreign supermarket, and then we were on the road to Narbonne. Now, the strangest thing about Le Grand Buffet is the building it's in. It's the fanciest, most luxurious buffet, but it's in a leisure centre that looks like it belongs in the 1980s. There's bowling, there's ice skating, there's a swimming pool, and then there's this fancy buffet right in the middle of it all. There was a long queue of people that I assume were walk-ups. However, we had a reservation that my friend had made about a year in advance, so we got to go straight to our table. When you walk in, they also have scales so you can see how much you weigh before and after eating all of the food. This was our table. The little dining room we were in was gorgeous with all these crystal chandeliers. They give you a map of the buffet because that's how big it is and how much there is to it. It was pretty crowded going up to the buffet to start with. Started off with some seafood, of course, with some lobster and smoked salmon. We had a bougie little champagne and oyster cheers. They sell the wine and champagne at cost, which is amazing. I had a little browse of the charcuterie and the salad and small bite station whilst I went and got in the queue for the foie gras station. Given how expensive foie gras is to order normally in a restaurant, I couldn't believe that they just gave you a massive plate with so many different types to try. I then had a little taste of the charcuterie selection my friend had picked out, and then it was on to the main courses or hot food selection of the buffet. There was endless hot dishes that you could choose from. I think you would have to come 4 or 5 times to actually try everything on offer. We went straight for the Côte de Boeuf station. I'm sure they would have cooked it a little bit more for you if that was too rare for you, but for me it was absolutely perfect. My only complaint would be I wouldn't have minded a sharper knife to eat it with, and I added some vegetables for health. There was this whole station where you could order dishes that they would cook to order for you. I got a bit overwhelmed and didn't order anything from here, but I did go to the duck station. They actually have a whole duck presentation ceremony that they do. The sauce was so rich and delicious, and the carrot was actually incredible tasting. And then it was on to the cheese course. They actually hold a Guinness World Record for the largest selection of cheeses in a restaurant, 111. It was honestly super overwhelming to actually go through all the cheeses and pick what to eat. There were soft cheeses, hard cheeses, stinky cheeses, blue cheeses, cheeses from different countries, not all just French. I am a sucker for anything truffle flavoured, so of course had to try the truffle brie. And there was plenty of accompaniments you could have with your cheeses too. We said a prayer to the Lord Jesus as a thank you for this delicious plate of cheese.